I gather you guys miss me. Let me see if we can get some people in the chat. I know you guys wasn't expecting me to be on today. And Happy New Year to the New Right Party channel and to all of the New Right Party subscribers. I want to I want to thank everybody for the support, for all of the love. I want to get into some things, and I want to talk about them. First thing first, the Golden Globes. Is some stuff out here already about the Golden Globes. I know we want to talk about Iran. I know some people are gonna want to know about what's going on with Iran, and I want to make sure that I touch on every topic that I possibly can. All right. So shout out to Gina Patriot in the building. Shout out to Helena in the building. Again, Happy New Year's to everybody. The Golden Globes. I don't know how loud this is going to be because we're not in the studio. I'm not in the office, so this is done in the tattoo shop, and I have my MacBook here, and I felt like I owed it to you to definitely bring you something for the new year, and to also tell you about what's going on as far as the campaign is concerned, and as far as what's going on just today. Okay, she said the audio is good. So let me play this. Tell me if y'all can hear this.
When you put this in someone's hands, you're acknowledging the choices that they make as an actor, moment by moment, scene by scene, day by day, but you're also acknowledging the choices they make as a person. The education they pursued, the training they sought, the hours they put in. I'm grateful for the acknowledgement of the choices I've made, and I'm also grateful to have lived at a moment in our society where choice exists, because as women and as girls, things can happen to our bodies that are not our choice.
As women and as girls, things can happen to your body that's not your choice, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You can have your period, and it's not your choice to have your period. It can just come. And I understand that some people uh, don't want to identify as female, but once a month, like clockwork, up until and around the age of 50-ish, you get a reminder.
I've tried my very best to live a life of my own making, and not just a series of events that happened to me, but one that I could stand back and look at and recognize my handwriting all over, sometimes messy and scrawling, sometimes careful and precise, but one that I had carved with my own hand, and I wouldn't have been able to do this without employing a woman's right to choose.
So everyone is applauding and everyone is clapping because this woman here says that she was able to become famous and scribble bullshit on paper because she had an abortion. Well, what about all of the women out here that are not Hollywood actresses? What about all the women out here that decided to have their babies and still became famous? Because there are quite a few females that had children and became famous afterwards. There are females who had children and go on to become actresses, singers, you name it. So, at what point does a child become a burden? Because now it's getting to the point where white liberals treat children worse than they treat their own animals, worse than they treat dogs. Shout out to Rizal in the building. Shout out to Mario in the building. Shout out to Charlie in the building. Tommy Gunn in the building. What about the females that don't have the aspirations of being actresses? My nephew will be here later on today. He's 18 years of age. My little sister had him when she was 16 years old. 16. So, what kind of role model do you set for the young girls who, instead of you saying make wiser choices, let's educate boys to respect women more, protect themselves more, and wear protection when encountering females, even if the female says that she's on birth control. Instead of advocating for more education, instead of advocating for better treatment, you advocate to kill babies. And you treat it as if it's a sandwich that you don't want. That's nasty. I don't want it. I don't want that thing in me. But you had a thing in you in order to have a thing in you. And for the women that were raped, this doesn't pertain to you. This doesn't pertain to you. It's not a woman's right to kill a fucking life. It's not. It's not. No other human being in this country can get away with killing a fucking baby but a woman. Do you know how many cases there are of women killing their kids? A lot more than there are men. And in the most savage of ways, drowning their babies, putting their babies in fucking ovens. In ovens. And this is the shit you hear. Oh, she was stressed out. She was a mother. She was single. You know, she was going through a lot. She had issues after birth. She was stressed after birth. She was dealing with. So what about men? When a man snaps, no one gives a man an excuse. They throw his ass in prison. He goes to jail. And all of these sick fucks in this room are clapping. All of Harvey Weinstein victims.
To choose when to have my children and with whom, when I felt supported and able to balance our lives, knowing as all mothers know that the scales must and will tip towards our children. Now,
so what about the parents who are poor? What about the parents who are poor and decide to still have their children? Says her right to have the baby with whom she chooses. So why isn't it a man's right to say, I don't want to have that baby, and then the woman should be held accountable and then left responsible for it? How is it not the same thing? How is it not the same thing? I get a woman pregnant and she says, I don't want to have your baby. I say, I want to have this baby. I want a baby. She says, I don't want to have your baby. She has an abortion. Then we have an encounter. The condom breaks and she gets pregnant. And I say, well, I want protection. Clearly, I don't want to have a child. I need you to go ahead and take the morning after pill so you don't have this baby, so you don't even have to have an abortion. Let's just get to the point of just dissolving the sperm and don't even let the sperm even live inside of it. The egg still will be the egg. Let's not even worry about it. Just take this morning after pill. She says, no, I want to have a baby. I want my baby. Well, didn't the sperm come from me? Didn't it come from me? So I don't want the baby. I don't want the baby now. But now you're held to pay child support. Not only are they giving the women rights to kill babies, they're giving women the right to say men don't have rights. It's simple. There is no way around this. There is no compromise for a man's biological being to be inside of a woman's body, placed there when both individuals, in most cases, have had consensual sex. And for those that haven't and been raped, I don't feel like you should have to have the baby either. But for those that went and had sex, for those that were young and went and had sex, for those that went and met a guy and you loved him and you fell in love with him and now you and the guy's not together again, but you still gonna you don't want to have the baby, but he still wants to have the baby. To all of these people, to everyone involved, every time a man lays down with you, he is just as responsible as you are. It is not your baby. it's the both of your babies. That's someone else's child as well. People are treating children like garbage. They cry and complain for children in cages, but they don't cry and complain for the children that are being butchered, chopped up, and then sold by Planned Parenthood. And then people like these pieces of crap get to come on here and then advocate for it when that's a personal choice that she should have had left best for herself. She can advocate for people voting and voting for women's rights, but when you're a celebrity and you say things like that, it becomes almost an endorsement. Matter of fact, it is an endorsement. Why do people wear the clothes that they wear? Why is it that these people like Vera Wang and Versace dress these actors going to these events? Because they're walking advertisements. Whatever comes out of these people's mouths, there are hundreds of thousands, millions of people who are eating everything that they say. It becomes an endorsement. Or why have a Jay-Z do a concert for Hillary Clinton? Why have a LeBron James put on a Beto O'Rourke shirt? Why have LeBron James drink Sprite? You and I both know Sprite doesn't help you play basketball, and it doesn't rehydrate you. He's on the floor drinking Gatorade. But all the commercials you see him in are Sprite. Why is that? It's all a commercial. It's all a commercial. Everything you've seen by these people here are people who are selling their souls in order to be known by you, in order to have comfortability in this life. Instead of being strong with you and I and everyone else, and really truly treating each other like human beings, and truly getting out and creating change, these people get in a room and they're worth millions and millions of dollars. Collectively, that room could end all of California's hunger and homelessness. They could have, that whole entire room right now could go in and build shelters in California that would house the homeless. There are tons of homeless people, and there is millions of miles of road in this country that needs conditioning, that needs repaving. There are tons of churches that could use new roofs, doors, stucco. There are tons of homeless veterans and able-bodied individuals who lost their job due to California, its restrictions, its taxes, its economic state, and um, its housing crisis. And these same people who represent Hollywood, who live in California, who drive the most expensive cars you could think of, and or just take Ubers, are passing people who are living in tents every single day. And then they get on these shows and then they lecture you and I about being better people.
I know my choices might look different than yours, but thank God, or whomever you pray to, that we live in a country founded on the principle that I am free to live by my faith and you are free to live by yours. So women 18 to 118, when it is time to vote, please do so in your own self-interest. It's what men have been doing for years.
Watch them stand up. Look at them standing up. Harvey Weinstein, victims crying.
It's what men have been doing for years, which is why the world looks so much like them. Don't
You know why the world looks like men? Because men were getting shot. Men were building boats. Men were sailing across the seas. And men died when they landed ashore in other places. Men went out and men killed animals big enough to kill women. Women stayed behind. Women tended to children. Women tended to the care of whatever uh, living quarters these group of individuals had, and the men were brave. The world looks like men because men are supposed to be brave. That's why the world looks like men. And men bend over backwards for women. Men are brave for women. This is a crock of shit. A full-blown crock of shit. The world looks like men because men are brave. And men are only brave because of women. That's it. That's it. What else would make you go and kill something you know could kill you to bring it back to a woman to cook when you can kill that shit yourself, eat that shit yourself, and don't have to worry about fending for anyone else? What makes a man take his hands, build rope, break and chisel up rock to make soft, sharp edges, to then break more wood, to then build huts and structures for a female to live in, so he can go out and kill some shit that could kill him to bring it back so the female could prepare for him to eat when he could do the shit his damn self. Why protect a woman if you can go out and just do it yourself? Because from the beginning of time and women were there, why didn't men just rape women and leave them be? Oh, come here. I'm going to take what I want from you, and now I'm going to just leave you alone. Now I'm going to go out and just do what I want to do. Because in the animal kingdom, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. Shit. The lioness are the murderers, and the lion's pride. A lion is only there to protect the females from another lion male or from other predators. And in most cases, the females still fight with the male. Only humans. There are other mammals that live together forever. There are male animals that go and feed the children and that will sit and nurse the young. But there is no mammal on this planet like the man. Like the man. Because we can do everything those animals do. And we kill those animals. And we bring them to you. We dig big holes into the earth to give you stones that shine. We dig deep holes in the ground to pull up coal to make sure that you're warm. We go out into the woods and chop down trees using our hands and axes to make sure that you're warm. And when snowstorms and blizzards happen and you're in the house and you're wrapped around a bear, it's because we went outside and we killed that motherfucker so you could be wrapped in it. Women wouldn't have survived the test of time without men being brave. So if you worry about why the world looks like men, you should be thankful the world looks like men. Because it wouldn't look like shit without them.
Forget we are the largest voting body in this country. Let's make it look more like us.
The world looks like men. You mean the world looks like the world men built for women? Everywhere you go, there's something catering to a woman, more so than a man. Here it is, we are in the tattoo shop. And although most of these hats are unisex, most of these hats you see here are unisex, females come in and buy a majority of things. The first thing you see by the window are the female garments, not the male garments, which are over here. This is a female mannequin with the female coat. Let's see how many male stores are over here compared to female. Oh, as soon as I look across the street, there are 2 beauty parlors right next to each other, and in the middle there's a woman's store. Right next to it's a Chinese food restaurant. Now granted, there's another woman's store And there are 2 barbershops at the end of the street, but that's 2 barbershops compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's another woman's hair braiding store right here. 5 stores on this side of the street is alone. We're not even talking about right there. Look, right there on the corner. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on, let me take you guys outside real quick. Come on, come on. Let me show you something. Right there across the street, you see that sign with the Jessica Rabbit on it? That's for a woman. Shoes Beauty, that's for a woman. That's for women. Women are catered to. It seems as if the world around you, right now is currently modified for women. If women have the majority of the votes, you could only guess that the majority of things offered out there would be to women. This is the reason why the world is batshit crazy now, and they're calling masculinity toxic. It's because we've let some crazy ass females take control. Miseducate our women, destroy the family unit, and it is these damn liberals that are deeply entrenched in doing so. Y'all know how this is, man. They can't deal with me, man. There's no getting out of this, man. You can't do that with me, man. So let's get to my guy. Great rant. Well appreciated. So let you have it.
7th Annual Golden Globe Awards, live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais. Thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. 5th time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood Foreign Press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by fax. So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So, yeah, remember that. But you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no, shush. It's her daughter I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her. And her dad was in Wild Hogs. So, lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look at this table alone. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci, sorry. I love you, man. Don't have me whacked. But tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood Foreign Press are all very, very racist. So, 5th time. So, we were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. It just, no.
Huh.
It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. Maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Look at that face. Caught it right in time. That's how good I am. Because the thing is this. You can't, in good faith, believe all of these starlets and stars who knew that Harvey was raping women didn't know and kept quiet about it and acted normal. So then you can't tell me that these same people didn't know who Epstein was and didn't know what Epstein was doing.
You had to make your own way here and your own plane, didn't you? Right, but seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then. All the best actors have jumped to Netflix and HBO, you know, and the actors who just do Hollywood movies now do fantasy adventure nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped junkie? No point. We know he'd win that. Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? It's tiny. Right. The Irishman was amazing. It was amazing. Look. It was great. Long.
Missy D in the building. Activist Granny in the building. Dina Marie in the building.
Nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio
Happy New
attended
Year's.
the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. So,
what did he just tell you about Leonardo DiCaprio just now? That he's a pedophile. That he's a pedophile. That he likes them young.
Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know, you're nearly 50, son. The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that. And the reviews, oh, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right? But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because I can't do this next joke. Because she loves nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg, and licking her. Verbal. She's old school. It's the last time, who cares? Oh. Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So
Now I'm glad I want to get into this. Colin Kaepernick, bitch ass. Colin Kaepernick talks about American imperialism. Yet he gets money to sell you sneakers from imperialist China. People who breathe imperialism. Where do you think the money goes besides to Nike, who then pays a small tax amount to the US? The money's going into China a little bit too. People are working in sweatshops. He works for a company knowingly with he works for a company with the knowledge that these people have sweatshops. Moving forward, Colin Kaepernick is probably the biggest piece of shit you could ever fucking think of. Did he take a knee in front of the precinct of the police officers that he felt murdered someone who was innocent? No. He took a seat first at his job where he got paid. Then he took a knee at his job where he got paid. Did he have any outreach programs or anything like that before he sat down on the bench for the national anthem when they sat his ass down? No. Did he have any foundations for victims against police violence or before any sitting down or taking a knee? No. When did it happen, Tone? It happened after he got publicity. It happened when they told him, start wearing your hair in an afro and be more black. I'm not upset with him identifying as a black man or feeling like there are some things that he needs to touch on. But when I see you doing it and it's fake, then I'm going to call you the fake that you are. Colin Kaepernick is the light-skinned kid that was never black enough. He was never, ever, ever black enough to be around black folks. He wasn't. And he lived a very, 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 very good life. He does not know what it feels like to be abused by his parents. He don't know what it feels like to be jumped by street gangs. He doesn't know what it feels like to have to cross the street and go around a different block because of street gangs. He doesn't know what it feels like to have police come up on you, put a gun in your head, and strip you outside so they can see if you got drugs on you. He has been through absolutely nothing in terms of the black experience. He was afforded a very, very, very good life. So you can't know what someone's gone through unless you've gone through these things with these individuals. Now you can understand that going through these things are tragic and harsh, and you can try your best to speak out against them. But shit, if you're gonna do it, then you got to do it for real, right? Because you can't pick and choose who you want to be right and who you want to be wrong. Because when I feel like Trump does something wrong, I say I think it's wrong. No one can always be right. How can you accept money from Nike, knowing that their operations are full of fucking sweatshops?
Say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God.
And after he gave this speech, idiots like the female who's not famous, because I still don't know what her name is, went up there and told you that she wouldn't have become famous had she not killed the baby. She literally has no clue about what daily Americans deal with. Her whole life is comprised of people waking her up to tell her what her schedule is, someone picking an outfit for her, someone doing her hair and makeup, and then a car picking her up and bringing her somewhere where she needs to take pictures. These actors get these awards as if somehow they're better than everyone else, as if every American is not an actor. Every American is an actor. To the women that told their man it's okay, size doesn't matter. To the men that lied to their women and told them, no, baby, the dress doesn't make you look fat. To the woman saying to him, it's okay, maybe next time you'll last longer. To the guy saying, it's okay, maybe next time you won't burn the pot roast. Everyone who is in a relationship is an actor. If you don't think Shannon has to become an actress with me at times, you're absolutely out your mind. If you don't think that sometimes she has to act as if she's a she's okay with some of the decisions that I make, you're absolutely out your mind. What about the police officers who lock up dumbass criminals and get criminals to tell on themselves because they sit there and do the best acting job you ever seen? Well, currently right now, Jim is in the next room lying on you. Or is he lying? Because he's telling us that you did everything. He said, Jim told us that Bryson took the gun and Bryson shot Mr. Quill at the store. Is Jim correct or not? Here's Bryson. Oh no, it was, oh man, it was me. And he tells on himself. I know this is just a little far fetched, but you have to really think about it. You have to really think about it. These people are paid crazy, crazy amounts of money. Not because they do anything important other than keeping you distracted. These people are making this money only because they have the ability to keep you distracted. That's why they make the money. It's not due to the performances. Do you not realize that there are movies that are Oscar worthy, that are great movies, and they never see the light of day after the Sundance Film Festival? Joaquin Phoenix had an Oscar performance. I believe he won awards, and his last movie tanked before the Joker. Horrible, did horrible in the box office. But the reviews on the movie were stellar. They played music on that man's speech to get that man off the stage. Because his movie and that award is a direct slap to Hollywood's face. Because the same powerful people that this man said was in that room all made sure that that movie had little to no promotion. Everyone in Hollywood that saw that they were saying that this was bad for kids and bad for people did not defend Joaquin Phoenix, nor his artistic expression of the Joker. There were people in that very room who tweeted the very thoughts of it being unacceptable for children. There are movies out there that are absolutely amazing and you never see them because they're not meant to distract you. They're either movies which are moral builders, or they're just true, actual art, cinematic art, which is very, very rare nowadays. Although I like the Avengers movies, although I like the Thanos thing, I'm a comic book geek, and it was amazing to see these things brought to life. You do have to understand that these things still in themselves aren't true movies where you have to act. There's no true. I mean, and you know, you would think. I mean, because there are guys who did act. Robert Downey Jr. did an amazing fucking job. So there are points where there are acting done, especially when there are stellar actors involved. But the shit pales in comparison to Titanic. Like literally, you can take the Marvel movies made more money than Titanic. All of them made more money than Titanic. But Titanic is still a better movie than all of those movies. Titanic was once the highest grossing movie of all time. And then a Marvel movie, I believe Spider-Man came with Tobey Maguire, and that surpassed it. Titanic is a better movie. To this day, everyone is saying she would have had to share that fucking door with me. Everyone is always talking about how Jack shouldn't have died. People aren't really talking about Robert Downey Jr. dying in the movie. No one is upset about it. No one is like, these people can kill whoever they want off and it doesn't matter. And then they can just come with something else new and shiny and it replaces it. But there isn't anything that can replace that Titanic movie. That's the reason why there hasn't been a remake. It's too beautiful, too perfect. And it's a way better movie than all of those Marvel movies. None of those Marvel movies made you feel what that movie felt, because in the Titanic, you knew that that happened. And the portrayal that they gave in the movie made you closer to the actual event, as if you could actually see yourself there. When I watch a Marvel movie, it reminds me of being a kid, reading comic books, playing with toys, and beating off in a sock. Let's get to more pressing issues. Lacey and WV in the building. Wrong Think Podcast in the building. Shout out to you in the building. Zach Phillips in the building. Shout out to you in the building. Rose, Tyler, thank you for tuning in. Again, Happy New Year's to everyone. Now let's get to more pressing issues. Let's talk about, are you ready? Iran.
Other instance and more broadly, every day. And finally, there's been much made about this question of intelligence and imminence. I answered it multiple times on Sunday. I'm happy to walk through it again. Anytime a president makes a decision of this magnitude, there are multiple pieces of information that come before us. We presented that to him in all its broad detail. We gave him all the best information that came not only from the intelligence community, but from those of us who have
shout out to you in the building.
Teams in the field. We evaluated the relevant risks and the opportunity that we thought might present itself at some point. And we could see clearly that not only had Soleimani done all of the things that we have recounted, right? Hundreds of thousands, a massacre in Syria.
Okay, look, because I'm going to just sum this up for my guy, Mike here. Whatever the fuck his name is, deserved to die. Hundreds of Americans died directly because of this man. He wasn't in Iraq for diplomatic purposes. We run Iraq. And as far as I'm concerned, that bitch ain't give us a phone call and ask permission to come into our shit. Iraq may be a country where people have a government, but that's still our shit. And let me explain to you why I say this. Whenever a war happens, the person that loses the war, they have to pay the victor. I don't know if you know this or not, but it's true. It's very much true. Let me get this up real quick. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find it. It's not. It's not the treaty between Germany and the States. It's not that. There's a rule that whenever someone loses the war, they have to pay the victor. The victor has to get paid. That's the reason why we get to set up. Let me see. Okay, here it is. It's called war reparations. You can look it up. Let me pull it up right now while we here. Okay. Let me see if y'all can see this. Make sure this is up. Let me see if y'all can see this. War reparations are compensation payments made after a war by the vanquished to the victors. They are intended to cover damage or injury inflicted during a war. Generally, the term war reparation refers to money or goods changing hands, but not to the annexing of of land. Anyone Tony is still running against AOC, yes. Tony is still running against AOC, yes. So Iraq hasn't paid us back war reparations. That's the reason why Trump said we're not leaving. Trump said, when you pay us what you owe us, then we'll go, and we're not going to go until you pay us what you owe us. They haven't paid war reparations yet. They have to pay war reparations. So for the Iraqi government to say they're going to expel the United States government, that was them trying to save face with Iran and other Muslims, because Iran got a foothold inside Iraq right now. And that's the reason why dead money was out there in the first place, because they were trying to destabilize Iraq and turn it over into Iran's hands, making it an Iranian conquest. Shoshana Sawyer, your neighbor says he's not. Maybe your neighbor needs to be on a federal FBI watch list. Maybe your neighbor needs to be on a federal watch list. Your neighbor sounds like someone that's an existential threat to the safety and security of Americans. That man was an outright terrorist, and they known it for years. He survived the Bush administration and the Obama administration. During the Bush administration, they felt he was a necessary evil. During the Obama administration, they felt that he was an ally because Obama wasn't a friend of the United States of America. If Iran does anything in the name of Iran to the United States of America, the supreme leader will no longer be supreme leader of Iran. He knows it. This guy's not stupid. We don't have to take over the country and run it. We don't want to run the country, but we will go over there and fuck it up and kill all of his family members. No one will have control over it when it's said and done. His bloodline will cease to exist, and he's well aware of it. We will hunt him down like a fucking dog. We have the best fucking armed force members in the world. The baddest motherfuckers alive. We found Saddam Hussein hiding in a fucking hole in the ground. Do you not remember Saddam Hussein? The big dictator that had all of the fucking missiles and tanks in the streets and shit like that? And the fucking airplanes? You forgot about him and his helicopters? Gassing the Kurds? You forgot him? Shooting his gun off? You forgot he put a motherfucking price on Bush Sr.'s head? Where is he right now? Dead. As far as Osama bin Laden is concerned, I don't believe that shit. He got a soldier's funeral. They gave him a funeral at sea and dumped his body at sea. Get the fuck out of here. No one saw his dead body. But dead, whatever his name is, what's his name? Dead, what you call it? We can see his body right now. I can show you his body right now. Somali? I can show you his body right now. Let me see how to spell this stupid thing. So, how do you spell it? So, no, I don't know. Let me see. Dead terrorist. Let me see. His name should come up then, right? Dead terrorist. His name should come up. He should come up. No, Jeff Dunham. We're not talking about you. Okay, let me see. Let me put in killed terrorists. Okay, what's his name? Okay, there it is right there. Oh, a lot of them have them blocked out, but I'm gonna see if I can get it to show you. Okay, these guys want to play hardball. Well, a good friend of mine has an Instagram. Let me see if he's private or not. Let me see if he's private or not. Cause you know me. You know, I'm trying to see something. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the man. See what's up with homeboy. No, I want the site. Damn it, where's the site at? Why are you making my life difficult? Where's he at? Let's see. Okay, that sucks. Let me try it this way. You can see his dead body. Let's see. I'll search this way. Yeah, will it let me find him, brother? Instagram is shitty work, boy. Let's see. I don't want to sign in. Goddamn. Alright, let me see if I can find it back online. This is his hand. Blown off. That's his ring. So, confirming that. That's first and foremost. That's his hand. I didn't see Osama bin Laden's hand. This is his face. I didn't see Osama bin Laden's face. So, do we have transparency in this government? I would believe so. I believe so. I believe we have transparency in this government. I do believe we have. Because you know what? With Obama, you didn't see this. With Obama, they said they killed him and then put him off at sea. Here it is. I see a blown up hand with his ring. He would never allow anyone else to wear his ring, trust me. It was his ring. And then, to be honest with you, he went out fast. He didn't even get to suffer. He didn't get to suffer at all. He did not get to suffer at all. He didn't get to suffer at all. He died before he even knew. He died before he even knew it happened. He died before he even knew it happened. It was like this. I didn't see any pictures of Saddam. I mean, any pictures of what's this dude's name? Osama bin Laden. Hey, how you doing? But I've seen the dead pictures of I've seen the dead pictures of this dude here. I've seen him, so I know he's dead. Let me see if I can get this on here. And let me see if it will stay if he has it still. I don't know if he does. Okay. No. I don't know. Let me see if you can see this. Let me see. Let me see if you can see this on here. This is his body. His body was found. This is what his body looked like. All right? That's what his body looked like. His body was found. He is dead. 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 He's done. Every time someone else said they killed somebody, I haven't seen any bodies. They did show you Saddam being hung, but I didn't really get to see Saddam being hung. It looked kind of blurry to me. This is the first time that I've seen a terrorist that was a real supposed threat killed, and I'm getting conclusive evidence that the person is in fact dead. He blown to pieces. Yes, please. Shout out to everybody in the building. So we've been here about an hour. I'm about to end this. I know you guys been missing the platform in the show. Yes, I am still running against Alexandria Cortez. So you guys that have been donating is appreciated. Please continue to donate. If and in fact they do dissolve the district because they're not going to be able to stop me from running, and they won't be able to defeat me from running. There's a great possibility that they will resolve the district, and Alexandria Cortez just will not be a congresswoman anymore. And if, in fact, this does happen, you will go onto the website and see that the website has been changed, and you will see that it will be Tucker for New York State governor. So if in fact I win this race for Congress, I still plan on running for the governor's seat in New York State. I know a lot of people. One person was subscribed to the Patreon, and to be honest with you guys, I really want to get involved with the Patreon and do the show more. And I want to be able to do the show more. Um, if I see that the Patreon fills up, and there are people who are active in the Patreon, you will see the content. You will see the content. But if I do the content up here, then YouTube will not be sending the money. YouTube does not send the money. We don't get the money that we're supposed to. It's hard to keep up the content of the shows and be able to do this because this does take time outside of the things that I'm doing. I don't need people to donate a whole lot to the Patreon. If you donated $1 a month and we had 20 people there, then that would be good enough for us at least to get 2 shows a weekend. I do miss getting the content out there to you guys and getting the show done for you guys, but it does cost me a lot to travel, to try to talk to people within the district as I am running, and because I don't accept a salary. I'm not. People who run for office get paid to run for office. I do not get paid to run. I'm paying out of pocket for this. All the donations that come in, it goes right to the campaign as well. And we've only raised about $30,000 because of Instagram and Twitter, which I'm still being censored on. I am blackballed in the media. The media will not have me on. They do not want to support my race, and it is clear for what it is. To save face, a puppet Marie was placed up there. That way, race wouldn't be a factor. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's about race per se. I think it's about class, and I just to the mainstream media, to the GOP as well, to the New York GOP as well. Um, I I I don't have the spoon for the table. I hope that's not going over your heads. I don't have the spoon for the table. I have a spoon, but I don't have the spoon that they want me to have in order to sit at this table. Um, we are at a great time in the country where black people are energized and they want to be engaged politically. And instead of the GOP and Fox News and other conservatives embracing it and actually trying to help, a lot of them are just here because they want to make money and they want to be famous now. Ask yourself this question. All of these black activists you see online, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, which one of them don't know I'm running? Why is it only a handful of people involved in Blexit and other conservative Inc. Groups that support me running for Congress. You don't think that if 400 black kids went to the White House, that if 400 black kids talked about me running for Congress, it wouldn't have been a push to force the mainstream media to have me on there to talk about issues within our community and within our country? You guys, moving forward, 2020, need to stop putting so much money and faith into a lot of these false, fake motherfuckers that are out here online. A lot of these people couldn't go viral on their own, and they're not special all by themselves. They're definitely not. They suck up the talent and energy of other individuals, and they use it in order to build their own platforms. It is never meant to free anyone of anything. It is meant only to become popular. I don't give a fuck about being popular. I have always made my own money. Every time I've asked you guys to donate to something, it was for something that dealt with giving to other people. You have never, ever, ever seen me and Shannon do a GoFundMe and put the money in our pocket in order to go somewhere. You have always seen us present GoFundMes and take that money and do shit for other people, including with our money included. We don't do this because we want people to know us. I could care less about that as well. I do it because it needs to be done, and it's what's right. A lot of you will see this, and a lot of you will say, well, he can't be talking about this person, can't be talking about that person. If they don't come out and support me, and you've seen them in my pictures, you've seen them in my posts, you've seen me in videos with them, and if you haven't seen them come out and support the fact that I'm running, it's because these people are very much so fake. Period. So I can just tell you that simple. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. Look at how many people that are YouTubers or influencers that are now running for Congress. But who was the first one to do it? Who? Who was the first one y'all seen on this show saying, I'm going to run for Congress? See, first when I said I was going to run, you had Brandon Strucker fake ass come out and say, oh, he wants to run too. Nobody in New York knows who the fuck he is. He contributes absolutely nothing to New York. I appreciate Laura Loomer running for Congress, but she didn't have that thought first. She definitely had to see me do it. Or am I bugging? Anna Paulina. She didn't run for Congress first. She seen me do it. I appreciate that she's running for Congress. Actually, I do believe that she's highly intelligent. And we may not be friends anymore. She may be a part of Conservative Inc. and she may not want to be my friend no more, but she's still a very, very brilliant woman. And I do believe that she would be a successful congresswoman. And I do support her candidacy still. Do you see how that works? We don't have to be cool anymore for me to know that she's a genuine, real person. And she's a real veteran. And she cares about the country. People are mad at me because I won't support Brexit anymore or any other identity politics. It's fucking identity politics. If we can't have a white exit, we don't need a black exit. Black folks don't need a message that white folks don't need. There are more white liberals in this nation than there are black ones. So white folks need help. And the only people who've fucking up this country is white liberals and white rhinos. The only people that can stop these people are white people. That's the reason why these people go out of their way to attack white conservative men. Our strongest and most influential men in this country are white. And I don't mean strong in strength. I mean strong. Strong in capability. Economic, political capability. Our conservative white men. The guys who are protecting the Second Amendments. There's a reason why they're going against these guys, because these guys, along with Donald Trump, are the guys that are standing in the way from people fully taking over everything that we have here and enslaving everybody. Thank you. Say what's up, and you ain't on the show yet. You ain't see yourself yet. You about to move over, and you won't see yourself. There's no such thing as a white exit. If there was a white exit and only white people, this was a white exit. Do you know how fucking keep it? Do you know how fucking crazy? No. Do you know how crazy black social justice warriors would be? This is an only white only meeting. You can't go there. This is whites only. You can't go there. That's racist. That's some far right shit. Then I got white guys in my inbox saying, Tone, how can you say you against the liberals and identity politics, but you directly involved in identity politics? I'm like, what you talking about? I seen your Blexit speech. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but it's a black exit. Isn't that identity politics? Aren't you directly identifying a specific group of people based on their ethnicity and telling them that this message is directly for them? Well, you're right. I will no longer be a part of Blexit. I love people that are involved. There are people that are involved I don't no longer talk to because I feel like we just can't see eye to eye. I feel like some people are not real. But it doesn't change the fact that I still support people inside the movement that want to create change and want to do positive things. I'm just not going to let nobody lead me off a cliff because I ain't no damn lamb. I'm no sheep. There can be. Then there's a Lexit, the Latino exit. Why can't we all just be together? What happened to Turning Point USA? Turning Point USA brought 400 black kids to the White House. 400. Not Blexit, not anyone else. And if anyone does it after, Turning Point still would have been the first to do it. Ever in history. Ever in history. And Turning Point also gave black kids the opportunity to mingle with white kids, Spanish kids from all over the place. Everybody got to hang out together. How the hell can black people see that white people are cool if black people aren't hanging out with them and partying with them? And then this is the thing. There are black folks at Blexit. The people that are part of that movement come. And they fill up a lot of the roles. But the majority of people that come there and support are white. They're white. Black folks need white people because black folks is fucked up in this country. And black folks have been fucked up by white liberals in this country. And black folks have gained a hatred for white people, a blind hatred for white people, seeing all white people the same, not realizing that there are other white folks in this country that are completely the opposite of the white liberal. And as long as black folks don't experience this, don't experience that love, as long as black folks don't get down there and hang out with my guys, my guy, he drives trucks. Usually he's in the chat. What's his name, man? If you can't hang out with white guys, like even like typical liberal, my brother, right? He loves guns, patriot. I don't eat any meat, but shit, if I ate meat, we could fucking barbecue, eat some fucking ribs, eat a burger. How the hell could I know how cool this dude is if I don't get the opportunity to actually sit down with him and chill with him? How could I know how cool DC Drano is if I don't get to sit down and chill with him? The only way we will defeat identity politics is if we stop identity politics. I can't support Blexit because it's identity politics. That's what it is. If it's something that involves everyone, if it's something that includes everyone, I'll support it. And I don't care if Candace is involved or whoever is involved, I'm going to support it. If it's something that's directly targeting an ethnic group with a message, it's an identity politic that I'm not being a part of. So we're going to end the show today because we've been here for 74 minutes. That's a long time. It's over an hour. That's about an hour and 20-something minutes. Hour and 15 minutes. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show. This was a long one. Again, you can all go to tucker.vote. I am still in the race. I'm still kicking ass and taking names. If you really want to help, then you can help there. For those of you, we have a Patreon set up. I know some people were pledges and they deleted it. It wasn't active enough. But I do have the app on the phone now. We do have a number for the Patreon. So people who are part of the Patreon all will be able to text me and we'll be able to text back. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. And remember, fuck the other side, bitch. We don't care.